Morning everyone, happy Friday. The weekend is here. A couple things here. Update on this awesome apricot tree. It's doing great. A couple videos ago we mentioned that Justin the llama came and destroyed our trees. Well, it looks like he's just a really good gardener because he knew what he was doing. Look at the size of these leaves up here. I mean, they're huge. It's about the size of it could fit in my palm if I wanted to rip it off. But you know, before the llama came and did anything, this is the only kind of leaves we were getting. Look at how tiny these things are, right? I swear in the future I will figure out autofocus on my phone. But anyways, yeah, so all the trees that the llama came and chomped on, like if you look at this right here, you can see that there's a little twig that he just came up and just munched it. All the trees are doing great, so that's excellent. On another note, our pump died. The water pump, that is. So I've gone back to manually watering stuff. You know, honestly, this is like the third irrigation system I've made, and I always have some type of dang problem with them. I definitely don't want to go into professional irrigation installs or anything like that. This time, I know what caused the problem, okay? So, as you can see, you know, like we're in a desert, okay? And it's dry here. And there's sandstorms constantly. Just watch a couple of our videos and you'll see, like, there are serious sandstorms. You just walk outside and sand's all over the place in your face and your eyeballs and your mouth and your nose. And that has got into our IBC toad, okay? This one still is not doing anything, this dang cherry tree, man. Oh well, all the buds even went away. Pretty sure this thing's just done. No, it still has some bendiness to it. So anyways, IBC tote, right? Getting sand in it. Clogging the emitters. I fixed that a while ago. I just put in a fine, they call it a fine particle filter, and just left it at that. It stopped the sand. What the heck? Come on, man. Focus on this field here where I'm clicking. These are all dry. But it's still gonna live. This is the crazy thing to me that I'm trying to learn, okay? Death as we think of it, or dry as we think of it, doesn't really mean anything. As long as the root ball down below the surface is still alive, that's all we need. So back to the water failure. The sand was fixed. No more sand particles got in the water line, right? So I was like, awesome, cool, great. We're going to be good forever now. Nope. Here's why. Okay. So, I'm not sure if you can see that white tip. You see that? That is some sort of mineral buildup, all right? You can see it's all over the emitter. I'm sure I could do some sort of test to figure out exactly what it is, but I don't really care. I care. Hey, Fluffy. I care that it clogged my system, okay? Why did it happen? Well, minerals, they cause what's called mineral buildup. So a tiny piece of calcium, or what the heck have you, travels through the water and then ends up building up over time, and then your water pressure gets reduced and the water can't flow out of it because it's clogged. This is caused by minerals in the water. We get our water, as you know or might not know, trucked in. We truck it in ourselves, about 15 miles, middle of nowhere, and it's from a commercial well, okay? They just donate the water to charity. We pay like $1 per 100 gallons, which if you purchase water anywhere for like your RV, you know it's a really, really good deal. It's like $1.50 per gallon for that kind of stuff. But this isn't potable water, okay? Yes. Good morning there. Jeez. Anyways, they don't care about filtration, okay? They just donate all the water. They don't care at all. So, mineral content super high, and it has caused basically a failure of my entire drip line. Ow! Jeez, ow! Do I look like a scratching post? So it's clogged all my emitters completely. And this is now basically a failed system. So what I've been doing is I've been going back here, snipping these off, about like right here or wherever, just behind this plug, and just put a new plug on. You can see like how bad that buildup is on it. It's just like white everywhere, right? And this isn't even at the bottom of the line. If you go to the bottom of the line, this entire hose is white. This entire thing is white. And it's crystallized. You know, like if we go up here and scratch it off, it's hard to scratch off. It doesn't just flake off or come off like a powder, you know. You can see I'm kind of rubbing it and it's still there, right? So that's why these drip emitters were clogged. So I don't know if that took out our pump also, but our pressure switch is now dead in our pump. And so what the pressure switch does is it prevents your hoses from blowing up. We have a really nice expensive pump that we got for like 20 bucks from some like Salvation Army type store someone donated. Turns out it's worth like $300. It works, but it can produce like 60 psi, 3.8 gallons per minute. And that's a lot of pressure. And so basically we don't have running water anymore. Alright, like we can't wash our dishes, things like that. What has to happen is we like turn on the water for a second, wait for it to start swelling the hose, and then turn it off. It's extraordinarily inconvenient and definitely not a good use of power or water or anything like that. So we're back now to gravity feed. So we got the switch on order. It's like 30 bucks, more than we paid for the pump itself, but we need that thing, right? And so that's what we got going on this week. I know I've been slacking on my videos and like how often I upload them. We were doing a ton of videos earlier, but that's because we didn't really have any projects going on that we were in the middle of. Now we're in the middle of like 1,000 projects. On top of that, one of my ferrets and our cat that we moved here with, we think both of them got snatched by predators. It's not like I'm sitting here mourning or anything, but it sucks, you know? And so we kind of take away, I guess, time from making the videos that are just discussing things about the homestead and instead trying to focus on saving our animals. And I'll try to be better, I guess, in the future about making some sort of project videos, but yeah, we'll see about that in the future. As you can see here, I'm just walking down the end of our driveway. I had this perfectly not level, but flat, man. Perfectly flat. Now look at this. Can you see how big these things are? Why did this happen? I'm going to give you one guess right here. This entire area a couple weeks ago was full of all these holes everywhere. Like literally looked like someone came up with a machine gun of huge caliber, just shot it at the ground. They went from here all the way underneath this road thing here, back and forth, and now this entire thing is sunk, okay? So we've basically compressed all their tunnels. They're not accessing it through here anymore, hopefully, or they're just re-digging underneath it. So I gotta bust out the tractor, come back, roll it flat. Things like this are the kind of things I do every once in a while, you know? Still don't have a schedule down. This is our 5th month here now, I believe. So we haven't even been here 6 months, and definitely not a year. We're still just kind of getting the flow of things. Hopefully soon it'll get better. So I guess the only other piece of advice I got is, if you're going to be a homesteader, if you're going to try to do it yourself, and do the whole homesteading thing, like chickens, some livestock, plant your own food, grow it, eat it. I mean, that's basically what a homestead is, right? Do as much as you can there without going elsewhere and buying it. If you're going to do that, make your chicken houses, like a huge chicken coop first. And if you don't, install fencing around your plants. Because, 1, chickens die. We've lost 4. 2 to internal strife and 2 to predators. And on top of that, I mean, that's not the worst part. Yeah, that's horrible, but the chickens have killed hundreds of my plants since I got here. I planted entire beds. They were growing great. The chickens got bored with eating infinite everything, and are like, hey, this is great, I'll just eat this instead. And so yeah, and when you get so many dang projects all the time, it kind of gets annoying, you know. I don't want to say it's burnout, but you definitely say, screw it, I'll just go do something else, I suppose. And that's kind of where we're at. We're the pinball machine of projects. I would recommend not doing that, okay? Get your projects set up, complete 1 or 2 or 3 revolving around plants, fencing, protection, something like that. Or you're going to be in for some hurt, alright? All these are dead. The emitter's clogging killed these. This yarrow, right here, this tiny thing, is the only thing alive. All those plants across the way, I had like 7 of them. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 over here. All dead. This is a blue cypress, I believe. It's dying because, again, my emitters died. This thing needs a lot of water. This thing is overgrowing and doing incredibly. Needs more water. This, completely dead, killed by all the chickens. But guess what? Mint. You can't kill mint. You can try, but you won't do it. You can kill this. You can kill my tomato. Wait a minute, no way. Okay, now this is incredible, guys. You gotta see this. Guys, ladies, people. This thing is dead as can be. I mean, look at all the leaves are gone. It's a tiny stick. This is one of the transplants Bianca did. Clone, actually, I guess you call it. She just took a cutting of it and planted it. Look at how resilient plants are. I know this is like the blurriest photo ever. I'm going to try to focus. Oh my word, this is the worst focus ever. I just don't understand why cameras focus on the background when I'm like clicking on the plant. I'm very much so a noob. I know this can take good close-ups too. Anyways, let's see if I can get it. You see that yellow there? That's a flower. I don't even believe it. And flowers equal tomatoes in the future. So this tiny tomato, which was totally dead, isn't dead at all. I really do continue to be amazed by nature and how resilient it is. And then we got this guy over here. Massive tomato. It ended up splitting down the trunk, and they both turned into their own very vigorous plants on their own. And then over here, this was pecked by the chickens 1,000 times. I just did this morning. This is Thai basil. It's doing great. It had some purple flowers, but I picked them and used them in some soup. Thai basil's really good in soup. I recommend it. This is the rosemary. Chickens have zero interest in it. This, rhubarb. They really love it and have eaten it like 5 times. But you see that green in there? Right here. That's leaf, new leaf. that's gonna live. Check out our pond thingy where we're propagating all these. Completely taken over. We started, if you check out the video, with this. Turned into that, plus what's in the barrel. You can't kill mint. You can't kill mint. I mean, I think I'm just going to turn into a mint farmer. Jesus, it's got to be like the most resilient, strongest thing to ever have existed. Okay. They killed that. Don't even remember what it was. They killed this, which is really annoying because it was the most amazing parsley ever. They also killed the other two plants on the porch in the 5-gallon buckets. And so, that's the lesson I got for you. Finish your projects, protect your plants from your livestock, from your chickens, or you're going to be annoyed like me, and you're going to take 1 step forward, 5 steps back, keep on planting stuff over and over, and it's just all going to get killed, murdered, eaten, consumed by the chicken flock. So, that's about all I got. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.